Federal budget cuts continue to hit El Paso's homeless population.
Specifically, homeless women who are trying to get back on their feet. The executive director of the Opportunity Center tells ABC7 his shelter is losing $1 million every year in government funding. Ray Tullia says he's forced to cut certain programs, and they scaled back this past summer. So far, they've lost a youth program, social services, a transportation program, and a psychiatrist. But the biggest hit has been to the Transitional Women's Center, which was forced to shut down.
The Opportunity Center's website shows on average 88% of its homeless population are men, but the executive director says you can expect to see that percentage change with more and more single women needing a place to stay. Just last night, the shelter housed 50 women.
That's not including elderly women, which the center says they've seen an increase in over the last year. The center says these women, who are more than 60 years old, are seeking shelter because they simply have no one to help care for them. ABC7's Josie Ortegon is live with the story. Josie.
Yes, Estela, when federal funding was shifted and the Transitional Women's Center was shut down, the building became empty, making way for Las Casas de las Abuelitas.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about why you're staying here.
Because I don't have no place to go.
Alicia Perez says she's gotten too old to care for.
I like it better in my daughter's house, but I can live with her, but she has to go. She has to go to work.
Olga Tamayo, who is wheelchair-bound, says her family gave up on her. She says, well, it's like I don't have any. To them, I don't count for anything. I don't know, no one wants to be helping me, especially with my condition. Responses that are all too common at Las Casas de Abuelitas, a new shelter which opened in the summer specifically for elderly women. Located in downtown El Paso, Las Casas can house more than a dozen women in a more peaceful environment than a homeless shelter.
There are 16 beds inside the shelter, and each of the women are designated a separate area to help decorate. There's also a kitchen and restrooms. The key is to make these women feel at home, because for many, they'll spend their last days here.
These women are homeless. They don't have a place.
Ray Tolias, who works with the Opportunity Center for the Homeless, says they noticed more elderly women needed a place to stay, but can't pinpoint why.
You know, for whatever reason, the family does not have the space or the capacity or the willingness to take care of these women. And so they're dropped off at the shelter.
Tolias says there's no way to tell if the number will continue to grow, but they'll do what they can to keep these women off the streets.
I'm happy here. As long as I stay here, they be very kind with me.
And if you'd like to help the shelter and donate items, you can call 915-577-0069. Rick, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now back